everyone, I'm Cassidy.
I'm Sang.
I'm Timmy.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Isaac.
And this is Stick. And in this video, we'll be discussing one of the biggest wars in history.
The Boston Tea Party.
No. We'll be actually discussing World War II.
We will be going over the causes, the home front, the outcomes, and the course.
We'll also be covering major points and key terms.
Oh, and then we'll talk about the Boston Tea Party, right?
What?
No, Sang,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Get out of here. You belong at Rod.
Shortly before World War II began, the Nazis and the Soviets, aka Hitler and Stalin, signed a non-aggression pact known as the Nazi-Soviet Pact. This agreement was that the Nazis and the Soviets would not take military action on each other for 10 years. That's 10 years, people. This, of course, shocked everyone, but Stalin and Hitler, being the little manipulative jerks that they are, of course, had their own secret agreement. The secret agreement was that they would agree on later dividing up East Germany. But Hitler, of course, had to take it one step further, and he had his own secret plan to invade Poland. But, of course, when Stalin found out that he could get land off of that, he was okay with it. But of course, when Hitler invaded Poland, it ultimately ended in Britain, France, Australia, and New Zealand declaring war on Germany.
In 1939, Germany created a tactic called the Blitzkrieg, aka also known as the Lightning War. The Blitzkrieg was more of an offensive strategy than a defensive strategy, therefore, they focused more on offensive weaponry such as planes, tanks, and artillery. Now it was called the Lightning War for a reason. It mainly focused on quick military victories and aimed for weak points and territories in order to gain more land. The Blitzkrieg strategy was successful against countries such as France, Greece, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, and Poland. Unfortunately, it did not work against Great Britain. Well, I mean, unfortunately for Germany, fortunate for us, but not Germany. Well, anyways, you can say that the Blitzkrieg was a strategy created to help Germany gain more territory.
Now let's talk about the phony war. The phony war was obviously fake and did not happen. I'm just kidding. The phony war refers to a short period of time from 1939 to 1940, which was after Germany's continuous Blitzkrieg attack. In 1939, after Germany's Blitzkrieg attack on Poland, seemingly after nothing big had occurred, this sketch had made Great Britain suspicious.
Of course, Germany wasn't dominant for long. On May 10, 1940, Germany's Luftwaffe, which was an aerial warfare branch, attacked France, Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Of course, Germany's main goal was to conquer France. Germany was successful after breaking the main fronts of France along the Somme River and eventually fortified the Maginot Line, thus pushing them closer to France on June 22nd, 1940. France finally surrendered and signed an armistice with Germany to prevent any more horrendous damages.
Oh wait, really? Okay, we seem to be having some type of interference. This is breaking news, people. We have never before seen footage of Operation Barbossa. Here it is. Witnessed was the most powerful invasion in human history. The Nazis invaded Russia with over 3 million men, 3,000 tanks, 7,000 artillery pieces, and 2,500 aircrafts. So Russia pretty much died. No, I'm just kidding. The Germans went into Russia way too big-headed. The Russians had not one, not two, but 3 times as many troops as the Germans had. This, however, was not the reason the Soviets won. The Germans also underestimated the number of divisions, meaning amount of troops within the USSR. The Germans predicted that there would be 150 divisions of Russians, so they brought 150 divisions. The Soviets actually had over 250 divisions. Because the Germans were outnumbered and outwitted, Operation Barbarossa was a fail. It also broke the Nazi-Soviet pact, breaking ties between Russia and Germany. This was a major turning point in the war.
After Operation Barbarossa, the Soviets advanced westward, entering the German capital of Berlin in 1945. The Germans became very weak after this, and after Mussolini was killed, Hitler kind of realized that he had lost, and because of this, Hitler committed suicide along with his wife, and this led to the German forces surrendering.
And now it is time for our primary source. Even today, I am not ashamed to say that, overpowered by stormy enthusiasm, I fell down on my knees and thanked heaven from an overflowing heart for granting me a good fortune of being permitted to live at this time. I had so often sung Deutschland über alles and shouted "Hail" at the top of my lungs that it seemed to me almost a bleeding act of grace to be allowed to stand as a witness in the divine court of the eternal judge and proclaim the sincerity of this conviction. Only in the steady and constant application of force lies the very first prerequisite for success. This persistence, however, can always only arise from the definite spiritual conviction. Any violence which does not spring from a firm spiritual base will be wavering and uncertain. The application of force alone, without moral support based on a spiritual concept, can never bring about the destruction of an idea or arrest the propagation of it. Unless one is ready and able ruthlessly to exterminate the last upholders of the idea, even to a man, and also wipe out any tradition we may tend to leave behind. Any violence which does not spring from a spiritual base will be wavering and uncertain. It lacks the stability which can only rest in a fanatical outlook. Every form of force that is not supported by spiritual backing will always be indecisive and uncertain. Such a force lacks the stability that can only be found in a Weltanschauung which has devoted champions. And this was a passage from Hitler's Mein Kampf.
I'm Neville Chamberlain, Prime Minister of Great Britain from 1937 to 1940. I advocated policy of appeasement toward the territorial demands of Nazi Germany. I am part of the Conservative Party and only wanted to pacify Germany.
I'm FDR. I was the 32nd President of the United States of America, and I was the only president to be elected 4 times. I led through the Great Depression and World War II. I've also expanded the powers of the federal government through a series of programs and reforms known as the New Deal.
Alright, I'm Dwight D. Eisenhower, Supreme Commander and Army General in Europe, best known for Operation Overlord. Later in 1953, I became the President of the United States, and I like Ike.
Hi, I'm Winston Churchill, and I was the Prime Minister of Great Britain for most of World War II. I was the most active leader in reassessing Nazi Germany aggression. I played a major role in assessing the Allied powers, and I was a very successful leader because of my unique strategies, my relentless passion, and my unpitchable personality.
I am Harry S. Truman. I am the 33rd President of the United States, and I became the President after the death of Franklin D. Roosevelt. At that time, I came towards the end of World War II, and I was the Commander-in-Chief of the military. And one of the biggest decisions I made at the time was dropping the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and thus effectively ending the war.
I'm Benito Mussolini, the absolute dictator and Prime Minister of Italy that inspired Hitler. That's all.
I am Adolf Hitler, Chancellor and self-proclaimed father of Germany. I led a big part of the Holocaust, and I am responsible for the concentration camps in Europe. I am the dictator of the National Nazi Party, and I am a fanatic nationalist. Hail Hitler! Hail Hitler! Wait, and go.
I am Joseph Stalin. I signed the Non-Aggression Pact with Hitler, Germany. However, he broke our promise in June of 1941. After that, we were no longer friends. At first, Germany was beating our butts. However, the tides turned in the Battle of Stalingrad when the Red Army defeated the German army. The war ended with the victory of the Allies, and I participated in a majority of the conferences like the Tehran, Yalta.
This has been Sick. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Wait. Oh my god, you're so dumb.
Cause there'll be no sun. What do you got? Don't we have one back?
In 1939, Germany created a tactic called blitzkrieg. I can't get it anymore. I said AKK.
Just a little bit down.